Hi, my lovely kids, and welcome to another week of Kids Church at Home. I'm really excited to be with all of you this morning, and thank you for inviting me to your place today. Children, I hope you've had a really good week, and mums and dads, in these tricky times, I hope your week's gone as well as can be. While we can't all meet together in person this week, we're going to keep going with our new lessons as we learn together about our God who rules. Children, this term we're going to be reminded that there's only one true God. So we need to trust in Him alone. And to help us understand this wonderful truth, we're going to look at 4 different people in the Bible. We're looking at Elijah and Esther and Daniel and Jonah. Each week, we're going to hear how God used each of those people to bring His truth to the people. Each week we're going to learn about how our God rules. Do you remember some of our lessons over the last weeks? Do you remember our lessons about Elijah? Elijah and how God kept His promises. God promised Elijah when there was no food, no water for the people, that He would provide food and water for Elijah. He sent birds, didn't He? Birds to bring food to Elijah. And then there was water for Elijah to drink. And we also learnt from Elijah when people were worshipping false gods, no, there was only one true God. There is only one true God, and we need to trust in Him alone. And last week we learnt about Esther. Esther, our brave queen. Esther, the brave queen who risked her life to save God's people. Well, children, I wonder what we're going to learn about today. Well, before we go to our story, I thought we'd play a game together that might give us a hint to tell us what our story is about today. Now, I've got a different game today, and to play this game, we're going to head out to Bron's Kitchen. So are you ready? Let's head out to Bron's Kitchen to play our game together. Hi kids, we're in Bron's Kitchen. Bron's Kitchen, we're going to play a game, and this is a memory game. On my tray here this morning, I've got 10 things that start with the letter P. P. Can you see what I've got on my tray here? Let's have a look. We've got a pear, a pen, we've got some pegs, some peanut butter, yum yum, a potato, a picture of pajamas. We've got a puppy, oh, my little puppy there, a pie, pistachios, and a prickly plant. All things that start with P. Now, I want you to shut your eyes, and I'm going to take something away, and you need to guess what's missing. You need to tell me what's missing from my tray. Are you ready? Okay, closing your eyes. Closing your eyes, and in case you're not closing your eyes, we'll say hello to Billy, and then we'll come back, and you need to tell me what's missing from my tray. What's missing, children? Well, we've got our pen, our pegs, our pajamas, our potato, our peanut butter. We've got our puppy, our pie, our pistachios, and our prickly plant. What's missing? Can you tell me? That's right, it's the pear. It was the pear that I took away. Should we have another go? Let's have another go. Okay, closing your eyes. Billy's moved this time. Okay, what will I take away this time? What will I take away this time? Coming back, coming back, coming back. What's missing? Okay, maybe we'll start from the other side. We've got our pistachios, prickly plant. We've got our puppy, our potato. We've got our pegs, our pajamas, our pen, our pear, and our peanut butter. What's missing? Maybe it's something that I stole away for morning tea. It's something that was particularly yummy. It's the pie. It was the pie I took. I'll pop it back there now, but I think that might be my morning tea today. Okay, why don't we have another go? You're doing really well at this. Let's have another go. Okay, let's close our eyes. Just in case, I'm going to lift the camera up. Lift the camera up so I can take something away. Might be a little bit wobbly while I try and take it away. Here we come, back down again, down again, down again. I wonder if you've already guessed what it is that's not there now. Can you see what's missing? We've got our pear, our pen, our pegs. We've got our pajamas, our potato, our puppy, our pie, our pistachios. What's missing? Something that was up the back there. Something that you probably wouldn't want to put your fingers on. Can you remember what was at the back? It was the prickly plant. The prickly plant. That's what I took away that time. Okay, we're just going to do one more go. Are you ready? Closing your eyes. Closing your eyes. Closing your eyes. I wonder what will be missing this time. Coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back, and okay, can you tell me what's missing? We've got our pear, our pie, our pistachios, prickly plant, puppy. We've got our potato, our pegs, our pen, and our peanut butter. What's missing? Can you tell me what's missing? That's right, it's our picture of a pair of pajamas. Pajamas. When do you wear pajamas, children? We wear our pajamas when we go to bed, don't we? When we go to bed at night to go to sleep. And do you know, children, our story today is about somebody who was asleep. And when he was asleep, he had a dream that worried him. And this dream, he wanted to know what this dream meant. Our story today about a king who had a dream at night when he was asleep. Why don't we hear our story now? And to read our story today, we've got Alex to read to us. So you're sitting down, comfy, listening ears on? Let's head to Alex to hear our story about a king who had a dream.
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to see you again. Today I'm going to be telling you a story about a man named Daniel. You ready? King Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon. One day, King Nebuchadnezzar woke up. He was worried. He had a bad dream. He had a very bad dream. He called all his wise men and said, "I've had a bad dream, a very bad dream. I want to know what my bad dream means." Then all the wise men said, "Tell us your dream, and we will tell you what it means." But King Nebuchadnezzar shook his head and said, "No, I will not tell you the dream. I want you to tell me what my dream was, and then tell me what it means." But the wise men said again, "Tell us what your dream was first, and then we will tell you what it means." But King Nebuchadnezzar shook his head again and said, "No, I want you to tell me what my dream was, then tell me what it means." The wise men cried, "No one can do what you've asked. That's impossible." This made the king very angry. King Nebuchadnezzar then made this order: "Find all the wise men, have them all punished." So the soldiers went and found all the wise men, including Daniel. The soldiers brought Daniel to the king. Daniel asked, "Please, give me time to find out about your dream." The king agreed. Daniel went home. Daniel loved God, and Daniel prayed to God. He asked God to tell him about the king's dream. That night, God told Daniel, and Daniel thanked God. The next morning, Daniel went to the king. Daniel said to the king, "No wise man can tell you your dream, but my God knows all things. My God told me your dream and what it means." So Daniel told the king the dream that he had. Then Daniel told the king what the dream meant. King Nebuchadnezzar would one day stop being king, but a king is coming who will be king forever. The king fell down in front of Daniel. The king said, "Daniel, your God is true God. He is the Lord of all, for only you, Daniel, were able to tell me your dream." Then the king made Daniel ruler over all of Babylon. Daniel was put in charge of all the wise men. King Nebuchadnezzar was the most powerful king at that time, but King Nebuchadnezzar would not be king forever. As powerful as he was nothing compared to Jesus. King Jesus is the all-powerful, unstoppable king. He is king forever. Children, we have nothing to fear if Jesus is our king.
Thanks, Alex, for reading to us. And children, before I check in with how well you were listening, it's time for our memory verse. That's right, memory verse time. And it's a new term, new memory verse, but we've been doing this for a few weeks now, so I imagine you're doing pretty well with this by now. Our memory verse, taken from the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 30. Our memory verse that tells us that God commands all people everywhere to repent. Repent. That's a word we've been learning about each week. Repent. Do you remember what that word means? Yeah, that's right. Repent means each of us, that's you, me, everyone. We all need to say no to what we want. To say no to us being the boss. And we need to, what do we need to do? Turn around, say yes to God and follow him. Our God is the one true God and our God rules. So we need to turn around and follow him. So, remember our memory verse? We've been doing some marching. So, do you want to stand up? You march along with me? Okay, remember, I'll stay seated while you march. Standing up. Getting those little legs going in the morning, doing some marching. I'll say a line and you say it after me. Are you ready? God commands all people everywhere to repent. Acts 17:30. Let's go again. God commands all people everywhere to repent. Acts 17:30. Give yourselves a clap. Yay, good job, kids. Okay, sitting down, are you ready? Let's remember our story today. Our story today about a king who had a dream. We can all have dreams, can't we, children? When we go to sleep at night, we can have dreams. We can have good dreams that make us happy, and we can have bad dreams that can make us frightened or worried or sad. Our king in the story today, well, he was asleep. Can you pretend to be asleep? Be asleep. Our king was asleep and he had a dream. He had a dream. Do you remember what sort of dream he had? Did he have a good dream or did he have a bad dream? That's right, the king had a bad dream. The king was worried about this dream and he wanted to know what this dream meant. Do you remember who the king called to help him know what this dream meant? Who did he call? He called the wise men. The wise men. What did King Nebuchadnezzar want the wise men to tell him? There was two things he wanted them to tell him. Do you remember? Yeah? King Nebuchadnezzar wanted the wise men to tell him what the dream was and also what the dream meant. He wanted them to tell him what the dream was. He wasn't going to tell them the dream. That's a pretty hard thing, isn't it? To tell somebody what they dreamt. And he also wanted them to tell him what the dream meant. Do you think the wise men could do this? What do you remember from the story? Could the wise men tell the king this? No. They didn't know what the dream was. Oh, the king wanted them to tell him. How do you think they felt when they couldn't tell him? They would have been like confused. We don't know what your dream was, king. And they might have been a bit scared because what will the king do to them if they can't tell him the dream? They might be a bit confused and a bit scared. Do you know what, children? In our story, when the king was going to kill all the wise men because they couldn't tell him what his dream was and what it meant. He was going to kill all the wise men, including Daniel. But what did Daniel do that saved them all? What did Daniel do that meant that Daniel could tell the king? Daniel prayed. Daniel prayed. Daniel prayed and he asked God to help him. And do you know what? What did we learn in this story? God did help Daniel. God told Daniel what the dream was, and God told Daniel what the dream meant. Sometimes, children, we learn in the Bible that God used dreams to tell people things. And God was using King Nebuchadnezzar's dream to tell him what was going to happen. As powerful as King Nebuchadnezzar was he the most powerful king? He was pretty powerful, but was he the most powerful king? No, he wasn't the most powerful king. Who's the most powerful king, children? We learned about that last year. We learned about that lots and lots of times. Who's the most powerful king of all? King Jesus. King Jesus is the most powerful king, and he will be king forever. Children, King Nebuchadnezzar was the most powerful king at that time. People obeyed him, bowed towards him, they were scared of him, they listened to him and they obeyed him. But King Nebuchadnezzar would not be king forever. As powerful as King Nebuchadnezzar was, he was nothing compared to Jesus. King Jesus is our all-powerful, unstoppable king. He is king forever. Children, we have nothing to fear if Jesus is our king. I think that's a good time for us to pray. And to lead us in prayer today, we're going to go to our lovely Ava. She's going to lead us in prayer and then she's going to show us our craft for today. And that craft can be found with our link attached to the video for today. And if you can't get it through that way, just send a message to me and I can email you that craft. So children, let's head to Ava while she leads us in prayer.
Hi guys, it's Ava and we're back for another week of Remote Kids Church. Can you believe it? Today from Alex we heard the story of Daniel and the dream. Alright, so we're going to do the prayer now. So let's put our hands together and close our eyes. I'll say it, then you say it. Alright, dear God, thank you that you rule over all things. Thank you for King Jesus, who knows everything and has power over everything. Thank you that Jesus will be king forever. Please help us to trust in you always. Amen. Alright, so next up is the craft. And today's craft is you're going to have a picture of Daniel asleep and a dream. Now, your bubble was going to be empty. And what I need you guys to do is you have to draw a dream you've had. It could be as weird as possible or as normal as you want. My dreams is about a candy land with giant lollipops, fairy floss clouds, and popcorn and cherries. It's all up to you and I can't wait to see your drawings. Alright, bye!
Thanks, Ava, and thank you children for listening so well today. Now, to finish our lesson, how do we like to finish up? With our rhyme that we've been learning together that has words and actions. So, why don't we say it together? Children, you ready? Only one true God who made the land and sea. Only one true God who loves and cares for me. Only one true God, so powerful and strong. Only one true God, and in his arms I belong. Why don't we say that again together? Only one true God who made the land and sea. Only one true God who loves and cares for me. Only one true God, so powerful and strong. Only one true God, and in his arms I belong. What a wonderful truth to remember as you head off now to do your craft. Have a wonderful rest of your day and an even more wonderful week. And I can't wait to see you all back here for Kids Church next week. Bye, kids.